In the late 1960s, a still unidentified serial killer began hunting couples in remote, isolated locations throughout Northern California. The terror spanned several jurisdictions, from the city of San Francisco to the rural roads of Vallejo and Napa County. Investigation confirmed 5 victims, though the killer claimed dozens more. The weapon profile was varied, ranging from a 10 to 12-inch knife to 9mm and .22 caliber pistols. Local departments were holding physical evidence, shell casings, survivor accounts, and bloody tire tracks. But without a centralized database, these clues remained isolated artifacts with no suspect to attach them to. The investigation scaled significantly once it reached the headquarters of the FBI, where the case was processed as a matter of national priority. The Bureau's involvement turned the spree into a long-term federal file. Even years after the initial attacks, internal memos like this 1981 Airtel remained classified as secret because the subject's threats of extortion were still being actively evaluated. The FBI repositioned these localized crimes into a centralized forensic data problem. Every clue from across the state now had a single destination, a master file designed to cross-reference thousands of incoming leads. To feed that master file, local jurisdictions funneled intelligence directly to Washington through an extensive interagency teletype network. This data supported the first pillar of the investigation, the identification division. Technicians here compared latent prints recovered from crime scenes against the Bureau's massive catalog of fingerprint records. This vetting process is documented in a 1991 request from the Vallejo Police Department. They identified a suspect born in 1924 with a history of sex offenses and asked the FBI to run a comparison against the Zodiac master files. As physical leads grew cold, the FBI laboratory document section took the lead on the second pillar of the pursuit, the killer's taunting letters. This 1970 laboratory worksheet catalogs hand-printed letters sent to the San Francisco Chronicle. One entry tracks a letter beginning, "This is the Zodiac speaking." Experts analyze the slant and formation of these letters against samples from hundreds of suspects. Despite the thousands of hours spent on these forensic pillars, the machine produced a continuous series of negative matches, leaving the killer's identity unresolved. That left a third and final pillar, cryptanalysis. The FBI's Technical Evaluation Unit was tasked with deciphering the dense, 340-character code the killer sent to the press. The puzzle drew intense interest from the public. The Bureau received a constant influx of amateur solutions, including a 21-page manuscript submitted through New West magazine. The Bureau subjected submissions to formal review. This 1981 laboratory report evaluates the magazine's proposed decryption. The FBI rejected the theory because it didn't follow traditional cryptographic rules. Instead, it was built on forced assumptions to match the author's expectations. This cycle continued for years. As late as 1991, the lab was still evaluating massive submissions, like this 118-page document detailing the rules for decoding the Mount Diablo cipher. The FBI's role as a scientific filter was critical. By evaluating and dismissing these amateur theories, they prevented the investigation from being paralyzed by noise and unverified claims. Over several decades, as forensic evidence yielded no results, the investigation moved toward behavioral analysis to understand the killer's personality. This 1984 document shows the Behavioral Science Unit attempting to link the Zodiac's profile to other major investigations, such as the Green River murder case. Investigators also expanded their search to military records. In 1982, the Bureau requested a search of files in St. Louis, hoping a suspect's service history might finally provide a positive identification. Even with the full resources of the FBI, the file designation remained unchanged, unsub, unknown subject. The FBI built the most advanced data tracking system of its time to solve this case, but science and data are only as effective as the initial evidence they are given. Without that final link, the machine can organize the puzzle, but it cannot complete it.